Hi, Richard Evans from Condo-Hotel Professionals here to do our blog. And what I'd like to do this week is take excerpts from a chapter in the book that I'm writing, The Definitive Study of Condo Hotels, and go over distribution percentages. Distribution percentages are argued about and are a hot button in many condo hotels. Often people in neighboring condo hotels will get together and start comparing rates. Why are you getting 50%? Why am I getting 44%? And it becomes a bone of contention, and as is pretty usual in condo hotels, fingers are pointed at the condo hotel program and they are vilified. What I'm here to say today is that there's way too much emphasis being placed on the distribution percentage. I'm not saying it's not a factor. It is a factor. But the most important factor in any condo hotel is the sales team and how efficiently they're performing. So I've done a study here, and I think you're going to find it real interesting, because what I do is I compare an efficient condo hotel with a 44%, which you'll see later, and an inefficient condo hotel where they're paying 50%. And yes, these results will surprise you. The sales team must be rated on whether they're efficiently optimizing gross room revenues, or are they just following that path of least resistance, going to what I refer to as the easy or easier business, which might be wholesale and receptive operators, Groupon, and so forth, where they're driving rooms at lower prices into your building. The efficient sales team. We're looking at the month of January, a hotel that's 200 rooms. Occupancy percentage 78% is average for January, and 4,800 rooms were sold. Here are the first three channels that business is coming through, and these channels are the channels that you want as many room nights to come through as is possible, because the cost of these channels is the least. And here you can see in the efficient sales team, 20, 10, and 23% of the first three lines, or 53% of all business for January, went through those channels. Excellent. You can see the spread here between what the hotel received and what that source sold that room night for to the outside customer. Frankly, the first two, there's no cost, and there is this, the more business you put through your website, the smaller the cost goes. And don't get me wrong, the last 6 channels are very important, because you have to fill your need periods. And what you need to do is, of course, spread out the reservations evenly between all those in your hotel program, and then you'll get the benefit. So let's look at the column here of what the hotel received. They received $1,160,000 in cash, and sources for that amount were able to receive $1,325,000 from the end user. So the difference between, or what I like to call money left on the table, was $165,585. The more efficient sales team earned an efficiency spread of 87.5%, and that's not too bad. Let's compare it to the inefficient sales team. Again, let's look at the top 3 channels. Here you see a vast difference. 5%, 5%, and 6% means 16% compared to 53% of the business went through these 3 channels, okay? And quite a bit more went through some channels that are much more costly. Wholesale or receptive had a spread of $50 per reservation, and that was 30%. 17% on Groupon with an $89 spread, and so forth. You can see, again, comparing the amounts received by the hotel, $904,000, to what was brought in by those third-party sources, $1.1 million or $1.2 million. The difference was $284,000 left on the table, and you can see a 76% Spread efficiency, not so good. The difference between the two, $118,000. When I say the two, I mean the efficient and inefficient. And let me just bring these two up. I don't know if you can see it. It's a little small, but you can see this right here. If you want to take a quick look at this and do the comparison, you can see. Okay, moving on. This is where it gets very interesting. Let's compare the efficient to the inefficient, apples to apples. Each has a 50% distribution. Okay, you can see then this is one unit in the month of January in a 3.5 to 4 diamond hotel, and the difference between the gross room revenues is $683.81. You'll deduct out the credit card fees and the reservation fees that I discussed, and then you'll apply your distribution percentage to the net gross room revenues right here, and you will take your fees for maintenance and housekeeping in this particular hotel off, and the check issued to the owner is $342 more in the efficient than the inefficient. So there's your apple-to-apple comparison in a 3.5 to 4 diamond hotel, $341 in the month of January. Now here's where it gets much more interesting, because we're actually going to compare 44% to 50%. The bottom line, since we've already gone through it, is that the check issued to the owner getting only 44% is $2,432, while the check issued to the owner getting 50% was $2,427. The 44% RMA produced $4 more in revenue. And that 44%, my guess, would have produced a lot of angst to the owners in that hotel and a lot of claims that the hotel program was doing a disservice. In fact, what you're seeing is they perform pretty well. Normally, you may see a percentage a little higher than that 44%, but what I really wanted to show you was the break-even point, and that was, in this particular hotel, 44% and 50% when you compared efficiency. So that's it. I hope this was a good review on why that distribution percentage should not be looked on so heavily, and people start asking questions about how the performance of their sales teams is. Have a great day, and thanks.